Good evening, guys. Welcome to our summer reading STEAM project. Today we are still on week 2 of summer reading, so you guys need to have that week 2 packet to be able to do the project we're going to work on today. If you have the packet and have already done our fairy tale ball activity, you guys will notice that you've still got a bunch of parts and pieces, wooden dowels and stuff like that. Now, one of the things we made sure to put in the packet is this little paper right here. It says small parts, parental supervision suggested. So you're going to be working with a bunch of pieces and parts from our maker cart. You will also be using some tools on these parts to cut some of the dowels, some of these pieces, and to put things together. So it's a good idea to have a parent there to help you with whatever tools that you need to make our project. Now, our project is called the Toy Workshop, and what we are going to do together is going to make our very own rolling push toy. And if you guys see, this is a very basic one I've put together, and when you roll the wheels, it jumps and this piece wobbles back and forth. So what we're going to do, because there's a ton of different variations involved in making this, we're going to make this specific one, and then I'm going to decorate it a bit and show you guys the finished product. So let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so we're going to take a look at some of the tools that we might need before we start. So first off, you're going to have an instruction booklet in your packet. It shows you guys some of the different things that you can do with the parts and pieces that you have in the packet. This is from teachergeek.org, and if you look up Toy Workshop Building Guide, they should have a PDF available for you guys to pull up on your computer or a Word document so that you can see some of these pictures in color, or maybe make a copy if you happen to lose these. Now, some of the tools that you might need while building this, of course, are going to be a ruler for measuring, a pencil for marking your measuring, a hammer, a screwdriver, and then some sort of cutting device. Now, lots of these devices, particularly this one right here, is pretty sharp, so I want you guys to be sure that you have a parent or guardian supervising you while you are using these. These is going to be used to cut the wooden dowels that help hold everything together. Again, we're going to make this guy right here, and you can see he rolls and dances. He's kind of plain right now, but when we get him finished, he'll be looking pretty cool. So the first thing you need to do is you're going to grab 2 of the base plates. These are going to be very important. This is going to make the body of your toy. And there's 2 sides. There's a flat side and then what they call the recessed side, and it's divided into 2 parts. So you want to make sure you've got them with the flat side down and the recessed part up top. You are going to cut with your cutter 4 4-inch pieces of the wooden dowel. Remember, you're going to use your ruler, going to use your pencil, and then you're going to use the cutter. And be very careful with the cutter, and be sure you have a parent or guardian watching you while you do this. If you're nervous about it, it may be best to have them do it themselves. So before we go on, I'm going to check to make sure that these guys are 4 inches. And it looks like they all are. So what you're going to do on one of the base plates, you're going to put these into these 4 holes. Now, these are going in pretty easily for me, but I say that, and here I got one giving me trouble. In that case, if it's giving you trouble and it doesn't slide into the hole easily, you can use your hammer to tap that in. Try this one. And those all went in pretty easily. So now that you've got that assembled, you're going to take this other part and you want to line it up so that all of the wooden dowels are going into the holes on that side. And again, you might want to tap it down with the hammer. Ooh, that one's been off center. And make sure it's flush. And now you've got yourself a little bit of a box, and this is going to be the body of your toy. So we'll put that aside for a second, and we're going to get two of the wheels. The wheels have kind of an outside where it's kind of flat, and then on an inside where they have some of the holes and areas sticking up a little bit. So you want to get them where you're on the inside. And you're going to, again, measure and cut 2 5-inch pieces of the dowel. These are going to be your axles for the wheel. So again, right in the middle of the wheel. That one's being a little... Use the hammer if you have to. And then you're going to take a look at your box. And if you see where we've got our dowel sticking through, there's a bunch of holes in there. So you want to put one through the hole right above where your dowels are, and then slide it through so that it comes through the same hole on the other side. Again, find where your dowel is, put this right through the hole above it, and thread it through so that comes out the other side. Now, I bet you guys can guess what happens next is we're going to flip this over to make sure it stays. And we're going to take the other wheels and put them on. Make sure it lines up. Again, if you're having a little trouble, get the hammer. And there you guys have your cart, and it will roll fairly easily. If you got a ramp or something like that, you can watch it. My desk apparently is not level because it's rolling a little bit, but this is going to be the base of your toy. And from here you can kind of do a whole lot of stuff. And I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to make the sort of jumping jack toy. So we're going to need 2 1-inch pieces of the dowel cut. So we're going to take these pieces, and one is going to go in the first wheel, and then the other is going to go in the second wheel. That one needs a little help. Alright. So once they are in there, you'll notice that when it rolls, they kind of go back and forth. So we're going to take 2 of these bars that you have in your kit. And they've got all these little holes in them. We're going to take, if you look inside the holes, and it's kind of hard to see on the camera, there's little teeth inside of these holes. And what they do is they grab a hold of the dowels and the screws and keep them in place. So what we need to do is get rid of them, because if we put one in, it won't move. And the way you can do that is you can get a screwdriver and you slide it through the hole. And I've already got this one done, but it will grind. We'll do the one above it. If you spin it as you push it through both ways, see if I can get some. You see right there, it grinds those teeth off, grinds that plastic off, and leaves the inside smooth so it will move easily. You can see now it slides back and forth pretty simply. Then you're going to take on both of them, you're going to do that to both of them. You're going to find the mid spot. Now there's 40 holes on this. I counted to 20. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And I took the teeth out of that middle one too. So I'm going to slide that one on. And I'm going to try and line them up. Now before we put this together, I want you guys to be sure to keep these on. We have this yellow tube that's going to be in your package. You're going to cut 2 1/2-inch pieces. And you're going to slide that over the dowel. And that holds these bars on so that they don't go flying off the wheel when it's rolling. Now, we're going to take another piece of bar and we're going to use that to make the head and the neck. Now, this piece may be too long, so what you can do is get your cutter and you can trim it down a little bit so that the bottom part doesn't get in the way of the rolling motion of the wheels. And we have also on here taken our screwdriver and hollowed out a section so we can bolt it down. And we're going to do this all at the same time. So we have our screw and we have a nut, and this is where it helps sometimes to have some extra hands. So you're going to put these together where you've hollowed out. And again, it might be a good idea if you have some markers or something like that to go ahead and mark those spots so it's easier to find. I'm going to go ahead and drop. Oh, I've lost it. I'm going to drop my screw through that one and that one, and that links them all together. We'll play around with it a little bit. There we go. Then we're going to take the nut flip this over so you guys can see. We're going to take the nut and just with our fingers at first we can start threading it. Through the screw. And you'll notice that part's falling down right now, so we'll fix that in a second. Might want to tighten it up a little bit with the screwdriver. That does hold it a little bit better. But doesn't let it slide around the way I want to. So I'll loosen it up a little bit. There we go. Now, you can see you got like a little bit of a motion. This thing right here is not doing the way I want it to right now. So what we need to do is put something in to make sure it stays standing but still bounces around. And that will be another screw. And we'll just go ahead and get the screwdriver now. Don't want to actually screw it into the other arms. You just want to get it all the way through. So it acts as a little peg to keep it standing up straight, but it will bounce back and forth as you roll it. And you guys take a look, and you can see it bounces around. So we've now got the base of our toy. Now at this point, we can decorate it. And there's a couple of different options that we have to decorate it. I have already made a couple of pieces that I'm going to try and decorate with. And you can use stuff you found at home, maybe some of the extra parts that you have in your bag. Maybe you want to just color or tape something onto it. Get yourself a cool picture of something and cut it up so you've got some hands and a head and a body. I'm going to try something else a little bit more creative. And I'm going to stop the camera because I don't know if it's going to work. And when I get it complete, I will show you guys what it looks like. Alright guys, so what I ended up doing to decorate mine is I just took an old plastic cup. I cut the bottom out, put it over the middle where the linkage is to give him a body, duct taped some forks to give him some hands, and then took the bottom of the cup and drew on it, poked a hole through the middle to attach it, and gave him an angry robot face. This is just one of the ways you can kind of customize it and make it your own toy. So again, you guys don't have to do exactly like I do. And in fact, I want to see what sort of things that you guys do differently and what sort of toys you can build with the parts and the instructions in this machine, in this packet. So please share with us on our Facebook and on our Instagram, because I would love to see what sort of toys you can build in the toy workshop. And we'll see you guys next time. Bye.